Glad when they said unto me, let's go unto the house of the Lord. But I was glad when they said unto me, let's make it to the Lord. I thank God for the opportunity. Thank God for Dr. Griffin has been a friend to young preachers, allowing me to afford me this chance and opportunity to claim the word of God. I won't be before you too long. Disclaimer, I'm feeling really, really good.
Bless you, sir.
That's just because I'm feeling really good. I want to pull one of my dad's songs and just help myself feel better.
You'll feel better, sir.
If you a sinner and you're looking for something to ease your troubled mind, don't go to friends, don't go to loved ones. You will not find in this life of sin. You can no longer stand. Just look to Jesus. It's good to know the man. Because you must be all you gotta be. Born again. If you a sinner and you're looking for something to ease your troubled mind, don't go to friends, don't go to loved ones. Well, you won't find in this life of sin. You can no longer stand. Just look to Jesus. It's good to know the man. Because you must be all you gotta be. All again. Yeah, you must have power and Holy Ghost.
Lift it, son, lift it.
Burning that keeps the fire turning. All it is love. You cannot conceal. Makes you shout, makes you cry. Keep your hand in the wine stream and your soul in my Jesus' and you'll be free from sin. No, I've been born again. Y'all help me. That fire and gold, that burning thing, keeps the power turning. You cannot conceal. It makes you move, makes you shout, makes you cry. When it's real in your hand, in the wine and shame, in your soul, it ain't believe like Jesus name, and you're filled within, free from sin, knowing you're born again. To this great pastor, first of all, to the only man that I'll fall in love with. But we thank God for His presence and His power, for giving me the opportunity to stand in front of His people. To my family and friends, to my son and my fiance, I want to tell you all thank you for coming and sharing with me. I shall not be before you long. Can you go with me to the book of Psalms? That first book, the beginning of Psalms. We'll commence reading at that first verse. First book, the first verse. Psalms 1, the first book, the first verse. If you haven't, say amen. Blessed is the man.
Listen.
That walketh in the counsel that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor seated in the seat of the scornful. But delight him his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in the law that he meditate day and night. And he should be like a tree.
Yeah.
Planted by the rivers of water. That bringeth forth his fruit in his season. Thank you, son. His leaf shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. With your prayers in God's presence, I shall not be before you long, and I want to talk about I'm okay with being the topic of discussion. I'm still blessed.
Sir.
I'm all right. With being the topic of discussion. Because I'm still blessed.
Have mercy.
It's important to understand who is the author of this particular passage. Because in this text, we all should know that David is the author and the writer of this particular book.
Listen.
I thought it was fascinating on how David started off with with how blessed is the man.
Thank you, time, sir.
Most of you know, if you know me, you know my character, my passion, and my spend time. I love music, and to the fullest, and everything. If you look at the book of Psalms, it is nothing but 150 songs that David sat down and started writing. Come on, man.
Listen.
They classified them in the book of Psalms, and this particular Psalms, when David wrote this, by the time he had already experienced transformation in his life.
Talk, sir.
All right. Can I pause and clarify? Because sometimes in church, we see that word transformation, and we think that one person has went from living in the world and just all of a sudden getting saved. We look and look and see if somebody, we make it to see if this person has came from a bad person to a good person. But no, David had a different type of transformation.
Listen.
That I pray that somebody can relate with. God took him from the back of the line to the front of the line.
Works
I
out.
have my Bible readers. God took him from working in the fields, working with sheep, to living in a palace where people started calling him king.
Yeah.
Talk.
God took him from his own daddy that said he wasn't good enough to everyone singing his praises.
Listen.
Everyone. I got a sneaky suspicion that that's maybe what God is trying to do with our lives. You got to be careful how you treat people.
Be careful.
You got to be careful how you look at people and how you see them, if they're looking bad, if they don't have what you have. Because isn't it crazy how God picks the person that nobody sees coming to use him as an example of God's favor. I told you I'm not going to be that long.
Work, son. Works up.
At this time, I like David.
Come on, come on.
Because unlike some of our part-time Christians or our sedated folks, David been through some stuff.
Come on, man.
David been through some stuff. He survived some stuff. He lived to tell the story. Like David said, God is working in his life.
Listen.
David starts out this verse, so clear and so clean.
Talk, son. Talk.
How blessed
How blessed.
is the man.
Come on, come on. How blessed.
Now, most preachers, don't get me wrong, I love y'all to death, but most preachers pass this particular scripture because they're looking for a shout. But if I can tell you, it's a message in this beginning part.
Talk, sir.
Notice the text says, how blessed is the who? The man. It doesn't say how blessed is the pastor. It doesn't say how blessed is the billionaire. It doesn't say how blessed is a specific race. It doesn't say man, woman, boy, or girl. It says man, giving a general statement, which is saying it doesn't matter what I drive. It doesn't matter where I live. It doesn't matter where I work. It doesn't matter how much money I make. It doesn't matter what I have in the bank account, what I don't have. It doesn't matter. That does not classify me for being blessed or not. How do you know that you're blessed? Because he woke me up this morning. He started me on my way out. You know you're blessed because you have something that money can't buy.
Listen.
You're blessed because it's something that somebody can't take away from you. The old folks say, this joy I have, the world didn't give it, in the world can't take it away. So you know you're blessed because you have something that nobody can take away.
Talk, sir. Talk.
Somebody didn't get up this morning. Somebody didn't get up with a roof over their head. Somebody have nothing to comfort themselves. But we sit here,
Talk, sir.
have the audacity to sit in God's presence.
Talk.
Stuck up, sedated, and stank. Not understanding that we could be those people.
Listen.
But it was by the grace that God helped us and blessed us to get to what we are. I have a problem. I have a problem with people, and I have a problem with church people.
Lord help.
Here's why: because we feel like our favor and our blessings comes from stuff that we're attached to.
Listen.
I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but the car you drive is eventually going to break down.
Listen.
The house you live in is going to eventually start tearing apart. The clothes we wear is eventually going to go out of style in 2 years. All of the material stuff, can I tell you, you ain't blessed until you have something that you can't even exchange. We go to the store and we try to give something back. We try to exchange something, but when we have something God gives us and implanted in us, you can't give that back.
Talk, sir. Talk.
You cannot exchange it for something else. God, I don't like this. God, this not for me. God, I can't. I don't like this lifestyle. I wasn't called to be a preacher. I wasn't called to be a singer. I wasn't called to be a deacon. I wasn't called to be nothing that you told me to be. God, can I do something else? I want something easier.
Talk, sir.
But the Bible says He won't put nothing more than what we can bear.
Listen.
Why are you blessed, Stroman?
Why?
Because I got up in my right mind.
Talk.
When people try to drive me crazy, why are you blessed, Stroman? My family's doing fine. Why are you blessed, Stroman? I can call my family, I can call my parents, and I know some people that can't even call their parents. But I'm blessed to have all of my parents.
Listen.
We sit here and neglect our good thing.
Yes, sir.
Talk.
We miss the understanding of having what's good. I know some people hate to talk about it. I know
Listen.
some people don't like it. I know some people don't understand it. But we're all blessed in our own different way.
Yeah.
So he says, I'm moving right along.
All right.
So he says, look, where and how.
Listen.
He said, blessed is the man that walketh not in the ungodly, nor seated in the way of sinners.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Nor standing in the way of sinners, nor seating in the seat of the scornful.
Yeah.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord. And his law, and in his law, do he meditate day and night. Here's what I have a problem with. And here's why I might not get invited back. Y'all may not hear me no more. Y'all may not want to come back and support me anymore. But it's points and times to where I can't be around messy people. I can't be around stuck-up folks. I can't be around people that ain't got going nowhere. Here's an example. My fiance left me at home. My fiance left me at home one day by myself. She did. She sure did. And I'm telling you, and I hope we get this rectified. Because
rectified.
She left me by myself. So I have my son. I love my son to death. But he's at the stage to where he starts to make a mess. Stick with me.
Talk, sir.
He starts to make a mess, so he got hungry.
Talk.
He got hungry, so I can't ask him what he wants. He can't tell me, Daddy, I want this, Daddy, I want that, Daddy, can you give me this, Daddy, can you give me that? So I go to what he likes. So I start pulling out the applesauce. I start pulling out the oatmeal pie. And it's all this concoction. He got a big cup of juice. So he's at the point where we're trying to help him do things on his own.
Listen.
So I put him in his chair and I allow him to feed himself. And I sat down and I did something and I left him alone. And I came back and it was a big catastrophe. He had mess everywhere.
Listen.
I'm like, this girl left me at home. I'm supposed to be cleaning. I'm supposed to be babysitting. She's gonna come in here and trip out on me. What do I need to do?
Paula.
So I say, okay. Let me hurry up and get him cleaned up.
Listen.
So I got him cleaned up. I wiped him off. I got him all together. I cleaned up the area that he messed up on. And she came inside. She said, hey, what y'all doing? I said, nothing. We had a good time. We good. He was real good. Ain't nothing happened. We just sitting here watching animals. We watching TV. We cool.
Talk.
I said, oh, okay. She went on about her business. And she went in the house. And she went in the room. And she came back. She said, what happened?
Just nosy.
Yeah, she's real nosy. And I said, what happened? What she said, what happened?
My God.
What you mean? Because in my defense, I took care of the evidence. I took care of where it seemed like it was a mess. It seemed like I was around something that was a mess, but I thought I cleaned it up. Y'all stay with me. So she said, what happened? What happened? What happened? And I said, what do you mean? She said, what do you have on your hands? What do you have on your pants? I said, what do you mean? So I look at my hands. And I look at my shirt and I look at my pants.
Mess.
And I say, Grayson made a mess. And this is what we have to realize. Just because we try to clean up what's on the outside and what we think people see on the outside.
Listen.
We forget to clean up ourselves. And if you think that you can hang around trash, don't get mad when you start to stink. Because every time you get around an aroma that's not like you,
Tavion
you start seeing, you start acting, you start being what you hang around. Birds of a feather flock together. So when people see you being ignorant, when people see you acting ignorant, they look at your circle. Where did you come from?
Listen.
You understand where it is? So he says, I'm moving, and I'm on the third verse. He says, he shall be planted like a tree by the rivers of water.
Come on, man.
That bringeth forth his fruit in his season. Can I stop? I'm gonna stop right there. He shall be like a tree. We see a tree, and we see a big tree. Right? I want to use my imagination. It's a big tree. And a big tree, it has all these branches. It has a big trunk. It has all these branches. It goes real high, and it goes real tall, and it goes real wide.
Talk to him.
But that's what you see on the outside. That's what you see as your visual perspective. But what you don't see is what's under the ground.
Yes.
And that's what David, and that's what I see David is looking at, and that's what I see David is trying to point out, that even though he's saying you're blessed when you walk, when you don't walk with those sinful people, when you don't sit around and indulge in foolishness, but you meditate on God's word day and night.
Listen.
And my grandfather used to tell us, don't lose our memory, And he told us that because he told us don't lose our roots.
Yeah.
Don't lose our roots. And I did my homework, and I looked up a tree by a river. And that river does something spectacular to that tree. That tree gets more nutrients than it would by itself.
Talk, sir. Talk.
Because it's connected to something that other trees not connected to.
Come on, man.
Lift it.
So when you put yourself in the right place,
Yes.
and you plant your roots in the right place,
Yes.
and you have something that is giving you source and giving you power and pouring into you what you can't give yourself, that's when you can say, I'm blessed. That's when you can say, I'm getting what I need to get. That's what you say, I have all that I have. I don't understand why people love to be in dry places. I don't like to be high. I don't like to be uncomfortable.
Listen.
But we sit here and not understand where our help comes from, where our source comes from. We just look and just want to drain ourselves out because we don't want to move ourselves to get to where we need to go.
Come on, Bridget.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because he says, I should be planted by a river that bringeth forth fruit in his season.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about that. I'm blessed. God uses me when I don't walk in the counsel of the ungodly.
Yeah.
When I don't stand in the way of sinners. When I don't sit around foolish people. But all I got to do is meditate on his word day and night. And I will bring forth fruit. But this is my favorite part. It says that bringeth forth fruit in his season. What we don't realize is we forget and we try not to, and we don't wait until it's our season. We want to work when we want to work. We want to move when we want to move. We want to rock how we want to rock, but we can't do anything because it ain't our season yet.
Lord help.
So all I'm going to do is stand right here because I know I'm next in line. I know that he did it for you. I know I'm next. He can do it for me.
Have mercy.
So all I'm going to do is to stand in line because my fruit is coming. When you plant a harvest and you plant something and you can't just expect it to just plant, water it, and you wake up and it's there.
Talk
It's
to
a
him.
process. God uses us and makes us. That's why he said you gotta be planted. Now don't move. That planted word means you're stuck. You're in a particular place.
Talk.
That you're planted. You're staying there. That's your residence to where you can blossom.
Yeah.
So that's where he says you stay where you know you'll get help. So that when your time comes, you can blossom. And this is why he says, that's why he put this in front of it. He says, you're blessed. He put that the top. And then he said, but you're blessed when you don't do this, that, and the other. There's stipulations to get to your harvest. There's requirements that you have to do and you have to abide by to get to your harvest. You don't have you don't have time to be sitting around people that's not good for you. Because when you're on a diet and when you want to do something, you want to lose weight, what do? You change your eating habits.
Listen.
What are you feeding yourself? You're feeding yourself negativity. Negativity results don't come out. You feed yourself in foolishness. Foolishness is going to come out. You feed yourself anxiety. Anxiety is going to come out. You feed yourself stress. Stress is going to come out. So he says, don't do it. Don't walk with these people.
Come on, man.
Walk by yourself. Don't stand in the way of them. Get out the way. Get out their way. They coming, go the other way.
Come on.
You ain't got to sit with them. Don't sit with them. You ain't even got to sit at your own table. Because he said he'll prepare a table. So you ain't got to sit with everybody else. Just get your own table. And he says, after you do that, all you have to do is delight in his law. Get in his word day and night. And then that's when he said, you will be like a tree.
Yeah.
Planted by the rivers of water, and you'll bring forth fruit in your season, in your time, in your area, and your leaves shall not wither. Because if you give me something, it gets old.
Yeah.
When you give me a gift, it's a time limit on it.
Yeah.
It has an expiration date. But when God implants something in you, he gives you the fruit of your season, it shouldn't wither.
Yeah.
It's not going to go bad. It don't have no expiration date. And whatever you do shall prosper.
Talk.
Whatever you put your mind to do shall prosper.
Come on, man.
All that you have to do is counted all joy.
Yeah.
Because you have your fruit in your season. You planted by the rivers. And you understand that all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord.
Yeah.
My grandfather used to sing a song, and it was his personal testimony. And he'll holler and say, there is a story behind my praise.
Son.
It doesn't matter if you see me running, if you see me shout. Just know there is a story behind my praise. He said, if you see me running, there is a story. He said, if you see me crying, there is a story.
Listen.
I understand. When he said, if you understand, he used to sing another song, and he said, if anybody asks you who I am,
Yes, sir.
you ought to tell them I'm a child of God. The old folks used to say, if you got good religion, you ought to show some sign. I have to leave you now, but I'm reminded of a story
Talk.
of a little boy. He went to a church with his family, and they had a hallelujah good time. And the preacher did his good preaching. And the family went home, and they started doing all they regular routine.
Yes, sir.
And the boy's spirit was disturbed. And he started running around the house, and he went to his daddy. And he said, Daddy, where is Andy? And he said, well, what you talking about? It's Andy. And so he ran out and said, don't worry about it. He went to his mama and said, Mama, where is Andy? And she said, who is Andy? And he said, no, don't worry about it. You don't know me. He went to his brother and said, where is Andy? And he said, boy, what are you talking about? And he said, you don't know either. So he went to the living room. And he said, Andy, I need you, Andy. And so his family, his mother, his daddy, and his brother ran in the room. And they said, what is wrong with you? He said, I'm looking for Andy. His daddy stood up and said, who is Andy? And he said, the preacher at church said, and he walks with me. And he talks with me. And he tells me I am his home. And his father just grinned and said, you're not talking about Andy. That's Andy. He is the one that holds my hand. He is the one that walks with me. He is the one that holds my hand. He is the one that guides my footsteps. He is the one that holds me. I can't hold myself. He is the one that rocks me in the cradle of his arms. He is the one that holds me and guides me every step of the way. He is the one that all I call on when my mother and father forsake me. He's right there. He's the one that God grandmother called me right closer. He's the one that my grandfather sung about. Because it was by the grace of the Lord I come a long way. And I got happy when I said this message because I thought about where he brought me from, where he looked when I looked back, but where he brought me from. I got joy, unspeakable joy. This joy I have, the world can give to me, and the world can take it away. This joy, you can't take it. I get joy when I think about what he's done for me, how he set me free. I get joy, unspeakable joy. I get running in my feet. I get clapping in my hands. Because when I think about what he's done for me and how he set me free, I can run all over this place. Because I understand I should have been there, sleeping in my grave. But the Lord, but the Lord, but the Lord. And it all kept me, and it was by the grace of the Lord. I come a long way, and because I come a long ways, I can stand flat-footed and say I'm going to press towards the mark of the higher calling. Since he brought me from a long ways, I can face tomorrow. I get power. He gives me strength. Because when I look back at what he's brought me from, I only know it was on a hill, far away. Stood in old rugged cross. He died But he pulled me out. But he got up. He pulled me out of my foolishness. He pulled me out of my mess ups. He pulled me out of my stupidity. I get joy